And now,
hey, welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the free PDF download for the housewarming party. And I wanted to show you, I'm going to print out on a couple different things. I've got some white sticker paper. It's from Avery and it is just awesome. I use it for everything. I also have the clear sticker paper that is also by Avery, and it has a little bit of a different feel. I'll show that to you. And then I wanted to show you some clear acetate transparency, how we'll do that. And then one of my favorite new loves, especially for this housewarming book, is the printable fabric. It's really cool and you can just print right on it and it gives it that textural feeling.
go ahead and click on your PDF file, whether it is on your desktop or if you open it in your actual program. Make sure you click on the House of 3 free PDF file and you're going to open it up and import PDF window. Go ahead and make sure you've got the 8 by 10 inches with the 300 DPI resolution. In the bounding box, you will see the image and go ahead and hit OK. This will open up your image and you will follow the directions of your printer. I am using an Epson R1800 and I need to make sure that I mirror my image so that if I am printing on acetate, it will be flipped.
Okay, here's a page that has been printed out, one of the PDFs where you just open it up, and it is on the fabric. You can kind of see the feel and the texture to it. I've added jewels to the bird cage, and then I've also put on stickers and embellishments. This tiny little sticker at the bottom was printed out from a PDF file onto white sticker paper, just cut off, added to the fabric paper with the little jewels and stuff on it. And then it's got the, I just put some handwriting on it. So on the other side of the page, I punched out my holes and everything else already. And then these are some of the printables that were done on clear sticker paper. You can kind of see it is actually on lined paper that I printed out as well. So I double printed this using sticker paper and then also using the printed out paper as well. So I have these printed out now on the transparency. Now what I did is I showed you when you print it out, you do it on the mirrored side. The part that has the tooth or a little bit textured will be the part that you are actually adhering down to your page. And then with the sticker papers as well and everything else, whatever you decide to do it on, then you just print it on the paper and then cut it out and then adhere it and put it into your book. Okay, another thing that I like to do is I like to print out on things that are a little bit different. This is just a regular office supply file folder, manila, and I wanted this to be the front and the back of my book. I wanted to make it a little bit stronger, and so I added some chipboard as well. But what I did is I cut this down, and I just had to cut it down a little bit to an 8.5 by 11 so it would go into my printer. And then I opened up my PDF of my door, and of my front door, and then while I was in there I took one of the brushes that has the quote on it that says happiness is found at home, and I just stamped that on, and then I stuck my manila folder in my printer and I printed it out so that book looks like this. So it's got the brush on it and I printed it out, and then I just cut it down to the size that I need and punched my holes. So now this is actually going to be the cover and the back side of my book. I'm going to adhere some different chipboard in it as well so that it is a little bit sturdier. Okay, so now I wanted to show you the cover of my book. It is on the manila file folder, and then I have added jewels to the doorknob, and I've also added jewels to the home and some of the Heidi Swap jet black crystals that make kind of a little design in the window of my door. And at the bottom I've added a felt flower. I bought these all from 2Ps. And on the back I also have added the chipboard to make it a little bit sturdier. Okay, so now that I've done all of my printing, I've got all of my different pages. I've done it on the acetate. I've done the clock on the acetate so that I can see through. I have added stickers. I've double printed and added little embellishments of the rub-ons and flowers and things like that. And now I'm ready to put it all together. Now at first I got these small little rings, but when I started putting it together I thought my book is way too big. So I ended up getting the 7 Gypsies larger rings, and I like black just because this is kind of the whole vibe of it. I'm going to add a bunch of tulle and jewels and things like that. A lot of the little dangles and everything from Heidi Swap. I got all of this on 2ps.com. I will be putting it all together and then I'll show you at the very end. Okay, now some of the keys that I have found is I usually just do one little bit at a time. And so what I'll do is, this is my cover, and I'm going to put my first page in. It is actually the clock, and it's not going to fit on the top right there. I want it to be situationed a little bit lower so that the picture underneath it is going to, see, if it was lined up with that, I'd have established right in my mouth, and I didn't want that. So I actually made it so that it goes just a little bit underneath. And so I kind of line up the first few pages together, and I'm going to add my rings. Now this is just kind of the way that I do it. It totally depends on what you like to do, but I'll work at the top 2 rings at first, and then I'll just continue adding all of my different pages until the very end. Okay, so I just printed off one of the quote pages onto the white sticker paper, and now I can go ahead and I can just start cutting things out. This is a lot of fun because you can just kind of go around and just cut out the shapes and different areas. Also remember that you can print this out as many times as you want. So you could cut something in half, you could do, you know, a whole page of a bunch of these different quotes. You could just do so many different things with the ability to print out as many times as you want. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little bit of the double printing. This is actually on one of those manila file folders like I was telling you. I cut it out on the 8.5 by 11, and then I printed one of the sunny backgrounds. It's the 8 by 10 sunny backgrounds. And I am going to actually print another PDF page over it. My house rules will go over this. Okay, so I wanted to show you how this is looking. It is the double printed on here. I have done one of the sunny backgrounds, and then I've also done the house rules. Now it is off a little bit, and I like that. That's how I wanted it. I want it to be just a little bit different because I'm going to put some jewels and things like that. But the PDFs have got the 6 by 10 already set out. I'll cut inside the lines, and then I'll add my punched holes, and I'll be ready to put it in my book. Okay, my book is completed now, and as you open my front door, you will see all of the different pages. All of the different printable PDFs are in here. You've got the acetate playing with the photos. You've got different rub-ons and different textures with the fabric papers. One of my favorite things is the play with the various acetate pages with photos. Got the jewels on there, and each of the pages is just filled with something that will help us remember what a home is made out of. This right here has got little tags that pull out that have different things about each of my children, and with each page we've got various things that help us remember what makes our home a happy place. Our ultimate goal together as a family, shining through that window, and then pictures of the children together with little bits of quotes and inspiration from myself, and hopefully we will always remember as we look through this what it takes to make a happy home.
I don't wanna lose you. Will you give me a little more time? I really should have listened when I heard you say